Helo a chroeso I Ebwy. Mae Super Rygbi Cymru yn dychwelyd a mae ras at ddiwedd tymor yn parhau heno. Pwy fydd pencampwyr gynta'r gystadleuaeth? I'ch atgoffa chi, dyma fel mae pethau'n sefyll erbyn hyn.
Caerdydd sy'n arwain y ffordd. Ebwy yn ail sydd yn dal y darian her, ac mae cyfle gyda nhw I fynd i'r brig heno.
Evan Lloyd, Rhys Weldon, rownd y tu allan, cais o'r safon ucha I Ebwy.
Curodd llan ymddyfru Ebwy yn rownd derfynol cwpan S4C wythnos dwytha, nhw sydd yn drydydd. Casnewydd a Pontypool yw'r ddau arall yn y 5 ucha. Gyda ymwelwyr heno, Pen-y-Bont yn y chweched safle allweddol.
Rawli, o dan y pys, na dyna pam bod o yn oser tîm Pen-y-Bont.
Ond mae 4 rownd dal I fynd. Mae'r ras i'r rowndiau terfynol yn dechrau heno.
Diolch Griff McKee am hynny, neu pethau'n haws I fi. Fel wedodd Griff, mae gorffen yn y 6 ucha yn allweddol wrth i'r tîmau yna fynd syth i'r rowndiau gogyn derfynol, tra bydd rhaid i'r 4 isau chwarae yn y gemau ail gyfle. Mae yna gyfle I Pen-y-Bont yn hau ei gafel ar y lle yna heno yma yng Ebwy. A cofiwch bod cyfle casglu pwynt bonus ychwanegol gan ennill o 15 pwynt neu fwy yn Super Rygbi Cymru. Fe all Ebwy felly fynd yn ôl i'r brig. Ebwy yn erbyn Pen-y-Bont yn gêm heno, y gic gynta am hanner awr wedi 7 yn Stadiwm Gymunedol Ciner Glass. A Sioned Harris a Ricky Guest yn cadw cwmni fi. Ricky wedi bod yn negeseuon I trwy'r wythnos yn ein siŵr bod e'n matcho. Burgundy yw lliw y tymor yn amlwg, ond Ricky, ti fel plentyn yn aros am Sion Corn, yn aros I Super Rygbi Cymru dychwelyd. Ti wrth dy fodd yn dweud ti?
Mae'n gret I fod nôl, amser hyn o'r tymor yn gret na dwi. Mae pob gêm yn meddwl rhywbeth, mae pob tîm yn asu ennill, a I fod yn onest, fi'n credu mae pawb gatre yn edrych mlaen hefyd.
A pob gêm yn meddwl rhywbeth, yn wedig os ti'n Pen-y-Bont, yr ymwelwyr hyn o, cyfle enfawr iddyn nhw.
Cyfle enfawr. So, maen nhw yn y 6ed safle ar y foment a dyna le maen nhw moyn aros mwyn gallu mynd trwyddo'n automatig. Ond mae gemau anodd o flan nhw. Mae dyn nhw Ebwy heno, mae 2 gêm cartre dan nhw'n erbyn Caerdydd y Llandyfri. Felly mae fe'n bwysig bod nhw'n mynd amdani pob gêm nawr.
A mae wrth gwrs, mae record gartre cryf gyda Ebwy. Mae'r darian her yn y fantol heno. Dyma Ebwy yn cipio'r darian her ar fanc yr eglwys wrth iddyn nhw giro llan ymddyfru. Maen nhw nawr yn eu hamddiffyn pob tro maen nhw'n chwarae adre. A dyma'r 5ed gêm maen nhw di dal mlaen iddi. Felly yn amlwg, mae'n lle anodd I ddod.
Odi, mae pac enfawr gyda nhw erbyn hyn. Mae lot o'r chwaraewyr wedi bod mas blynydde maith. Mae'r crowd, maen nhw'n swnllid dros ben. Maen nhw'n creu bach o wargylch yma. A hefyd, sy'n neb lot yn joio do yma.
Wedi dweud ni, fe gollon nhw'n drom wythnos diwetha yn ei ffeinal cyntaf am 27 blynedd. Fydd y siom na'n cael effaith, Sioned?
Bydd y bendant wedi cael effaith yn ystod yr wythnos, ond effaith positif falle hefyd. Bydd nhw'n bendant yn edrych nawr I troi y canlyniad na gwmpas. Mae ffocws nhw gyd nawr uniongyrchol ar y gyngred a fi siŵr gyda'r cymeriadau stati yn garfan Ebwy bydd nhw'n bendant yn barod I roed yn gywir y camgymeriadau a'r cyfleoedd wnaethon nhw colli wythnos diwetha.
Mae yn dîm cryf yn agos iawn i'w 15 cryfa. Ers dim Sean Parry heno, Coby Rhys sydd yn gwisgo 7, 19 mlwydd oed. Mae'n aelod o Academi'r Dreigiau ac yn dechrau am y tro cyntaf I Ebwy heno am noson iddo fe. Mae cyn chwaraewr Bristol Matt Jones yn chwarae yn safle'r cefnwr, 22 mlwydd oed, ac yn mwynhau ei flwyddyn gyntaf yma yng Ngwent. Felly balans da o brofiad ar ifanc. Ond falle newyddion mawr yw Harry Wilson. Mae fe'n dechrau 11 gêm i'r dreigiau tymor yma. Cyn chwaraewr y Waratahs yn Australia yn gwisgo rhif 13 ac mae Ricky Guest nawr ymhlith y tîm.
Joined by Jason Strange. Jason, that man slightly behind me, Harry Wilson. How much are you looking forward to seeing him play tonight?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Rick, he trained with us on Tuesday, and it's nice. I don't think we've had an Australian play at the club for a long, long time, and he's a big man, so hopefully he'll enjoy himself tonight, and the boys can support him, and he can gain the players' trust as well.
That's great. Last week was a tough week for the club. It must have been, Jace. As a coach, how would you go about rallying the troops, so to speak, and getting them ready to fire into the opposition again tonight?
Well, I think Thursday's game, Nick, was typical of what happens sometimes in sport. Lots of things out of your control, and that started, you know, with Dom getting injured. And what I know about this group, they deal with adversity really well, and hopefully they'll respond like they have for the couple of seasons I've been back here, and they'll get a good performance in tonight. And you know, that's the best way to deal with setbacks like that, is to work hard for each other, get connected, and put in a real good performance tonight.
That good performance you mentioned, how big is it to make sure that you create momentum by winning on your home soil going into the business end of the season, so to speak?
Yeah, we spoke about that a little bit earlier, and you can always look at the outcome of finishing top two and the importance of that, but most of it comes back to playing well and getting good processes right. And if we do that tonight, we'll give ourselves a good chance. But yeah, we got to get back to what we are good at and get our process right.
Thank you, Jess. All the best. Great to see you. Right, Harry Wilson, ble mae e? Cofio, man in. Harry, if we can, there we are. Harry, been joined by an Australian, first time for me, I think. But in fairness, I don't think as many Australians played in Ebbw Vale. What's it been like coming into this part of the world?
Yeah, it's been really good, mate. It's a short notice. I was told on Tuesday by the Dragons that I'll need some minutes. So, yeah, really... I've enjoyed the week so far. Being out here with all the boys have been really welcoming, and yeah, looking forward to tonight.
Obviously, you're a young guy in your infancy, so to speak, as a player in career terms. What are your targets, or what are your ambitions then later on into your career in the next couple of years?
Yeah, look, I was obviously at the Waratahs before I came here, and just wanted a new challenge in itself to come up into the UK and obviously play some rugby. Yeah, this year's been a little bit stop-start for me personally. Probably hasn't gone the way that I wanted to fully at the Dragons, but you know, like it's another year next year there. So just looking to put my best foot forward tonight and take it week by week.
Enjoy tonight. I'm sure Ebbw Vale will be a pleasure. Thank you. Nôl I ti, Lauren.
O Super Rygbi I Super Rygbi Cymru, sim lot yn gwahanu Glynebwy a Sydney o sesiwned, ond gwych I weld chwaraewr o safon e yn cael cyfle yma ar nos Iau heno.
Odi, ardderchod, to, sa'n cael bydde fe wedi gweld un fan hyn yn Glynebwy o'r nos Iau yn gael y Waratahs, ond mae fe'n bwysig bod e'n cael y munud yna yn dilyn ei anaf, ond hefyd mae fe'n cyfle gwych i'r chwaraewyr o'n fan hyn I chwarae gyda fe, hefyd I dorfi wylio fe yn chwarae rhywun o'i safon e, ond mae fe hefyd fi'n credu'n bwysig iawn I rhywun fel Harry Wilson, rhywun sy'n dod o Australia, to bod yn dod fan hyn ar hyn o nos Iau, bod yn chwarae yn calon yr anbarth y dreigiau, a just a cyd chwarae a mwynhau gyda boes Glynebwy.
Ie, dad Ebbw Wilson wedi ennill cwpan y byd yng Nghymru nôl yn 1999, ond beth am ei bartner e hyn o de, Cameron Davies. Cyfle iddo fe, chymod, gafodd ei ryddhau gan y dreigiau llynedd, defnyddio'r gyngor fel springford falle I denu sylw?
O, 100% mae cyfle dy fe dangos I ddoniau yn y gyngor yma I trial cael y cytundeb proffesiynol na rhywle arall petai yn Lloegr neu yng Nghymru, ond fel ni'n chi gweld fan hyn, mae doniau I gyd gyda fe, mae'n crwtyn cryf, mae digon o dawn dy fe I gweithio'n galed, a hefyd mae chi pasio'r bel yn bert hefyd.
Ie, mae'n amlwg yn un sy'n gallu datgloi am ddiffyn.
Odi, mae fe, so fel o'r Ricci'n dweud, mae fe yn chwarae'r bwerus, a bydd e'n diddorol hyn o'i gweld y cydbwysau sy'n rhwng y ddoi yn ware.
Right, newn ni droi'n sylw nawr at dîm yr ymwelwyr, Pen-y-Bont, sy'n colli ambell I chwaraewr allweddol. Mae Tom Jevons yn gwisgo rhif 8, chwaraewr dinistriol iawn ar ei ddydd, cadwch llygad arno fe. Mae Colly Rowley sy'n arwain y gwely dîm a'i gyngrau fel prif sgorio'r ceisiau Pen-y-Bont gyda 1 ar 10 cais. Mae'n gydradd gyda yn y gyngrau ar hyn o bryd. A Ed Howley sydd yn chwarae fel cefnwr heno. Mae'n aelod o dîm y tymor llynedd ac yn chwaraewr dawnus iawn dros ben. Ond falle'r prif bwynt trafod yw'r ffaith bod Pen-y-Bont heb Ben Burnell a Luke Price, y ddau faswr mwyaf profiadol sydd gyda nhw, Ricky. Faint o broblem hyn yn mynd I achosi Scott Baldwin?
Fi'n credu bydd e'n bach o broblem gyda pobl fel Luke Price. Maen nhw'n redeg y gêm I Pen-y-Bont, ond mae Paul Short yn mewn o heol y cyw. Mae wedi wario Pen-y-Bont yn y gorffennol, heb wario cwbl o tymorau, ond mae'n profiadol a fi'n credu neithio'r swydd yn dda i'r clwb. Ond unwaith eto, wylle bydd hwnna'n problem I Scott Baldwin.
Ie, mae wedi bod yn chwarae heol y cyw, Paul Short. Chwaraeodd ei gêm olau I Pen-y-Bont yn Ionawr 2024. Mae chwaraewyr bygythiol gyda nhw. Mae Colly Rowley yn un arall ar yr asgell.
Ori, mae fe wir wedi bod yn gyffeiliad iddyn nhw. Tod, os chi'n rhoi'r gŵr yma mewn I gwagle, mae fe mynd I dod a pwyntiau iddo chi. A tod, mae fe yn y tri cefn a gyda Ed Howley, maen nhw'n dancherus iawn dy'r bel, a mae'n amlwg iawn bod e'n mwynhau I wared. So fan hyn, mae fe mor effro'n amddiffynol hefyd. A mae fe just yn ymateb yn gyda pawb arall, a mae fe'n gwybod le mae'r llinell gais na. Mae fe wedi bod yn hynod o bwysig heno I Pen-y-Bont os maen nhw moyn dod I ffwrdd gyda'r ceisiau a gyda'r canlyniad.
Mae'n braf iawn gyda fi weid. Mae'r prif hyfforddwyr Scott Baldwin yn ymuno ni nawr. We've just been talking about some of the players you've got missing, especially at 10. That's without a doubt the headline. But look, great to be back in S4C action. How have preparations been going, Scott?
Been good, yeah. The last outing was against RGC. As the attack coach, you're really happy. As the defence coach, you're not. But I think it's just focus on the positives. Like, to be fair, Shorty's come in at outside half. He's done a brilliant job on Tuesday. He come in last minute, but he understands the shape. He's been at the club before, so he knows what we're about. And he's got some good players around him to guide him as well.
As Lauren alluded to there, you've suffered with a bit of injuries and been unfortunate in that area, especially with key players missing. Has that changed any of your targets moving forward to the business end of the season at all?
No, it's something we spoke about all season about, like, mistakes don't cost you the games, it's how you react to them. So the boys coming in know we want them to express themselves, we want them to play expansive rugby, and we've said from the start, like, if you're in the squad because we know you're good enough, so we want them to back themselves. So no, nothing's changed from us.
I want to ask you about Ryan Wilkins, a standout performer. Look, a regional contract never materialised for him, we know that. Disappointed to see him go? Yeah, on a personal level, great for him to be joining, well, it's a Perth side, isn't it, in Australia?
Yeah, so he's going to the Premier competition out there, and I think he's already been tapped up to potentially go and train with Western Force. So yeah, he's a massive loss to us, but on a personal level I'm really excited for him because I truly believe he has the ability to be a professional. His work off the ball, everyone talks about it, takes no talent. I firmly believe it's a massive talent. It's how hard you work off the ball, and even a pro game I've seen few and far between with that intensity. So disappointed he didn't get a regional contract, but yeah, excited for him for the future holds.
So Scott, as the season starts, you've set yourself targets. What were those targets at the start of the season? And as the season's gone on, have they varied or changed to where you are now?
No, I said at the start of the season that the target is to win the league. I still believe that. And the biggest thing trying to put into these players is belief in themselves. We're beating the teams that are below us or around us. I've challenged us tonight to go out and beat a top team. And then hopefully they'll start to believe. We've come close against the top four this season. We just haven't got over that final last 5-10 minutes. So that's the challenge tonight, is an 80-minute performance.
Good stuff.
And your captain, Zach O'Driscoll, has he made it? We know there was a chance that Jevons might be moving into that, well, taking the captaincy armband from him tonight because he's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, so Zach's taking on a new job, and it's just getting the timings right. So, no, unfortunately he hasn't made kick-off, but he's assured me he'll be here just after kick-off, so he's going to go to the bench, and Kyle Harris is going to come in at 7 with Jev's captain of the team.
He is going to play a part then. Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you during the game. Right, yma ni, maen nhw'n paratoi. Pen ar y bloc, Rick, I guess. Fel ti'n gweld hwn, y gêm yn mynd, a fel lle fydd hi'n cael ei hennill?
Fi'n credu bod y doi pac dawnus ar y car heno. Fi'n credu bydd e'n dda gyda'r blaenwyr. Mae'r ddoi pac yn mynd I fynd ati. Ond fi'n credu, walle bydd cyfle gyda Pen-y-Bont tu ôl, os gewn y digon o pel I achosi problemau I Ebwy, ond ar y llaw arall, os na gewn nhw pel, fi'n credu bydd blaenwyr Ebwy yn neud job da o'r gêm.
Sioned?
Fi'n gweld Ebwy mynd â hi, maen nhw'n gytre, maen nhw'n dod oddi wrth colled, maen nhw'n unifel sydd wedi cael ei nafu, a fi'n cael bod yn modern siwto nhw.
Right, fantastic. Ebwy felly sy'n gobeithio taro nôl ar ôl y golled na. Wythnos diwetha yn erbyn Llanymddyfri yn ffeinal cwpan Super Rygbi Cymru. Ni nôl yn y gyngred heno. There's English language commentary available with Ricky Guest and Phil Steele. Sioned Harris a Owen Gwynedd sy'n gyda chi yn y Gymraeg.
Thanks, Lauren. Yes, welcome to the English language commentary with myself, Phil Steele. Ricky Guest will be alongside me very shortly, the former Llanymddyfri front rower. And it's a 3-layer night at Ebbw Vale, which also doubles up or is known as spring in these parts. But always the warm welcome at Eugene Cross Park, as always. And an interesting one this. Remember, the sides are looking to get in the top 6, which guarantees an automatic quarter-final slot. And if you're in the top 4, you get a home draw. And at the moment, Bridgend are holding on to 6th, and Ebbw Vale are in 2nd. So reasons for both sides to want to win this one. As we look at Bridgend's change room there, and they're now running out onto the field, captained by Tom Jevons, late replacement as captain. There he is, the number 8, former Merthyr player. Bridgend, as you can see, splendid in their traditional royal blue and white. And here come Ebbw, and they're led out by Cameron Regan. There he is, Cameron Regan. So the Steelmen are fortified with the inclusion of 3 Dragons, most notably ex-Australian under-20 international and Waratah Harry Wilson in the centre. Keep an eye on the canny promptings of Evan Lloyd at 10, 175 points this season. And they've got a potent force up front of Ebbw Vale, especially the line-out rumble. And as mentioned there, you can see him on the sheet, ever popular flanker Cameron Regan skippers the side. Now the Bridgend coach Scott Baldwin has made 8 changes to the team, which enjoyed a high-scoring home win over RGC in the Cup last time out. They have former fly-half Paul Short back in the pivot role on permit from Hugh Q, and that's to cover an injury crisis. Look out for the rapier running of Ed Howley at full-back and 11-try Macaulay Rowley on the wing. Captain of the Ravens from the back of the scrum, as you heard there, is Tom Jevons. There's the referee, Craig Evans, back from 2 stints in the Six Nations as an assistant referee. Ebbw Vale playing from left to right in the green, Bridgend in the blue. I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by former Premiership winner with Llandovery, Ricky Guest. You were interviewing that, well, we call him a young lad, that Harry Wilson. He looks quite a unit. What's he like up close?
Yeah, he's a big old boy, Phil. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with the delights of Ebbw Vale on a Thursday night when it starts raining, Phil. It's a bit different to playing in Australia, I'm sure.
Yeah, how many layers has he got on?
I don't know, but I got a few, and I'm shivering, to be honest.
So Ebbw going through Evan Lloyd for the line out straight away, and watch out for this line out catch and drive. Ian Morris, the hooker, has already got 7 tries, and Joe Franchi, the club captain, who's on the bench tonight, has got 15 tries, 10 in the league, so watch out for this. And here it goes, straight away, and over they go, Ebbw, and what a start for them. And it's not the hooker this time, it's number 8, Ryan Jenkins, who gets the try, a 5th of the season for him, Ryan Jenkins. And well, there's if you needed any convincing, how Ebbw are going to fancy it tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a very much a strength of their game, Phil. But what you will see is what they do really well. They don't transfer the ball to that second man, so it's not a case of truck and trailer or accidental offside, because the second row at the time, Curtis Gregory's holding on to the ball until that engagement is made from Bridgend, which then makes it legal to keep moving forward. But yeah, exactly as you said, Phil, I think that's going to be probably the story of the night in Ebbw Vale's eyes. They'll go to the corners, they'll do what they do well, and try and squeeze out every opportunity when they come close.
Evan Lloyd trying to improve it from wide out, just put it wide this time, but it's a 5-0 lead to Ebbw.
Inside the post.
It's not a bad night for rugby. There's a bit of a breeze blowing down the ground. There was some drizzle, some cloying drizzle earlier on, but it seems to have stopped now. And with the dry weather we've had in South Wales over the last few days, it could be a top of the ground surface there. I mean, you've been on it. What did you think?
It's to be fair, Phil, you couldn't ask for better, really. It's much better than the times I've played in the past when it's rained for a couple of days before and it turns into a bit of a mud bath. Or a som, as some may call it. But yeah, it's fine. No shoes. I think we're in for a good game. The surface is good.
Use it!
Hopefully both teams start throwing the ball about a bit more than normal and see how we get on.
Yeah, a reminder that Bridgend have got some useful backs, including Joe Gatt and Tommy Morgan in the centre. This time it was taken up by the skipper Jevons. That's the 10-metre line of Ebbw Vale.
13 hold.
First look at Paul Short there.
Good. Green hold.
Down the tram lines it goes. That's quite a useful kick. Scurrying back goes Howley. Is he going to chance his arm, which he usually likes to do?
Blue back, hold.
Always beats that first man, does Ed Howley. An uncanny ability to get away from the first defender.
He's one of those filled with the ability to sidestep you in the phone box.
That's the one. Oh, it's a lovely kick as well. 50-22 by my reckoning. Or was it? Yes, it was.
Blue front man.
Evan Lloyd, I think, there he is. Brother of Morgan Lloyd, scrum half at the Dragons.
6.
Yeah, Evan, to be fair, Phil, he's very much a talisman for Ebbw Vale. If he plays well, there's a good chance Ebbw Vale will play well. He kicks the ball very long, he orchestrates play very well. And to be fair, he's good with the ball in hand himself. He's a threat.
Timing good, stay still.
Here we go again. This time it's released quickly to the backs. In the shadow of the Bridgend posts. Excellent start by Ebbu.
Leave it.
Plenty of options either side for Rory Harris, the scrum half. Harris again. Anything out wide? Yes, it's going to be an easy walk in for Ryan Gardner and Bridgend. Well, I don't think they're off the bus stop yet, never mind off the bus. And they'll have to be careful that they don't lose this in the first quarter, the Ravens.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they respond to this, Phil. If I was them now, the kickoff needs to go long, get up the field. But as you can see there, that collision needs to be made. You can't go straddling a player there. He punches his arms through and gets a pass away. I think Bridgend will be disappointed with that. They have to start winning collisions. They're accepting too many tackles there, and the momentum is taking that player through and enabling him to pass behind, which results in a winger going unscathed into the corner.
One just drifting across the face from Evan Lloyd. There's Jason Strange. He'd be very happy with that start. Yeah, as you say, Ricky, it's how Bridgend can hit back now.
I'm sure they'll be much happier with that kickoff. Just for Bridgend now, they need to settle and they need to get their hands on the ball and try and create some continuity. Interesting to see what they do here. Settle nerves normally. You do what you're good at, bring it down, have a bit of a trundle, and then try and build a couple of phases around it. Be interesting to see if they go off the top early.
Corey Lewis throwing in. He's been a bit of a weapon. 8 tries. Good off the top ball from Bridgend. Got a chance to drive at the midfield.
Tackle the ball.
A penalty coming for the Ravens.
Pen-y-Bont is blue. Tackle the ball. Release tacklers.
Harvey Nash, late replacement off the bench. Not a good pass. We've come back for the penalty.
Yeah. Tackle off the ball. Tackle off the ball.
Be interesting to see if they take the points here to settle a little bit.
No.
That's a great pass by Paul Short there. The guys outside him to be fair, they need to stand up and actually expect the ball, so to speak.
And Short has gone down the line. Yeah. That's Scott Baldwin and his team. Matt Jones in the middle. Second from the right as well, former Welsh international. And Paul Short has found a useful 5-metre line out here, and Bridgend take it in the middle. Now, can they get the rumble going?
That's one
Lewis at the controls. Leaves it to Harvey Nash. Tommy Morgan. Well taken by Short. Did really well there, the fly half, and got his pass away too.
No advantage back for the penalty. 6.
Another penalty for Bridgend. Paul Short might be a little bit of a talisman tonight because he scored 6 points in the last time that Bridgend won at this ground, which was
6 in at the side.
Quite a while ago. Down the line again he goes.
Ebbu competed in the last line-out, Phil. It'll be interesting to see if they stay on the floor and manage the drive, because they know what's coming, or will they back themselves and try and take the ball off the top. be really interesting to see. They were close to taking it the last time, but obviously seeing the progress that Bridgend made on the maul, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, nearly 3 years ago when Bridgend last won here. Joe Gatt with a try, 6 points from Paul Short. 11-7 win. They've got a chance here now, though. Over the line, can they get the ball down is the question.
Goal line. Held up.
Held up, goal line dropout. No TMOs, of course, just to remind you, if you are tuning into Super Rygbi Cymru for the first time.
I think Thomas Jevons will be a bit disappointed there. I think he feels that he's grounded it, and then I think as Evan Lloyd gets a hand underneath by the time that Craig Evans get round the corner.
Back to the 22 for Bridgend. Tom Jevons, the skipper. Nash. This is better from the Ravens. Short.
Release!
Been playing for Heola Q, who are heading for promotion from the Division 2 East Central. West Central, rather. Nash again. So possession aplenty for the Ravens. They haven't been unbowed by the 2 early tries.
Tackles, release! You're on top of Green. You're on top of him.
Short. Uses Jevons. They're into the 22. Short again. Decides on the left-hand side. Rowley. Pass not going to hand. Coming back for the penalty, though.
Nice to see Craig Evans play nice long advantages, Phil, just to see if anything does come of it instead of blowing the whistle early. It's a skill that most referees really need to work hard on throughout their careers, is the skill of not blowing the whistle, isn't it?
Yeah, assistant referee in the Six Nations for Italy against France and England against Italy, Craig Evans.
From Gleneath, local boy. The sun is out of Gleneath a lot these days, Phil, by the looks of it.
Out 2 meters. Out.
And what he said to me before the game, Tonerife.
Tonerife, that's it.
Say more.
Bridgend with a little bit of a drive on at this maul.
That's 1-9. Off there.
Back there is James Owen. Still going forward, the Ravens. Nash, what's he spotted?
Release Green. Fellas, on me. Release 8. Right, you're laying on top of him, boys.
Slow though.
Right. You come here. And you. And 8. Come here. 3 of them.
See what the referee has to say.
Hey, thanks, go back. Boys, that was an absolute mess. You're shouting and screaming, asking for a decision. You're lying on top of a man, and you're clearly holding his jersey. But you expect me to get a penalty for that? I'll give you a scrum, because you were last in possession. You don't hold him, and you don't shout for decisions. Okay. Scrum.
Liam Tobias being told off there, Phil.
On the 5, boys, yeah?
Liam Tobias, formerly of Llandafri and formerly of Llangennech before then.
Yeah, Atlanatli.
More clubs than Tigers, some would say, Phil.
Yeah, he's been around a while. Still only 30, though. Prime years for a prop, isn't it?
It is prime years. He looks a lot older, mind, Phil. He's had hard paper on. Works for the council. He's been asleep half his life.
Crowds!
I noticed you didn't say which council, though.
Bye!
He's worked for 2, actually.
Okay, leave it there.
Set! Hold!
So Nash with the feed.
Sorry?
And another penalty for Bridgend taking the scrum down. And that's not something that Ebwy are accustomed to. Surely Short will take the 3. No. It'll be the 4th attempt at a line-out catch and drive.
Yeah, that scrum's a bit of a mess from the start. Adam Williams is is not even finding his feet there. So great to see Bridgend fighting fire with fire. That's a penalty, taking it early. Maybe a yellow card here.
Early contact, yellow card.
Yeah, the 5th in the 22 for Ebbw Vale, and yeah, deserved yellow.
Yeah, okay. Line out chosen, boys.
Curtis Gregory.
Boys, hit the knees on the ground, not in the air.
Very much a fine line, Phil. You don't want to give them too much time to set and get moving when they hit the deck. So most coaches will try and coach to try and engage just as he's hitting the ground or a couple of inches above. But now and again you get caught up by going too early, and it's very marginal, you know what I mean?
Right, can it be 5th time lucky now for the Ravens?
9 us once!
Corey Lewis sniffing a 9th try of the season at hooker.
Same all.
They need to keep moving this forward or the refs can blow up.
He might just as well found a gap
finish
there. Corey Lewis, yes he has. And it is a 9th try of the season for the hooker.
That's a great finish. That's a great finish, Phil. Really patient. As you said prior, what's that? Attempt number 4. Kept believing in themselves, kept going, kept believing in their process. Done a great job there just to stay square, stay in their feet, and as it turned, just kept going north. We can see it stops once. They generate a bit of inertia, a bit of movement. Corey Lewis, great at the back. Just steering well, and then he does enough to keep hold and get over the line. Great patience not to jump too early away from that maul. Just stay on for as long as you can and then get over the line.
The Ravens are off the bus. And a chance to make a bit of hay as well with the yellow. Short, well, he's done that a few times for heel Q this season. He's looked really assured, hasn't he? He's looked to the man born, really. Of course, he's played at this level before, but not easy to come from where he's come from, heel Q.
No, but it just shows that some players can just step up, Phil. You see it time and time again, guys who have played top level, or S4C, for instance, going back to clubs locally, and they get called upon every so often. They come up and just show that the old adage of form is temporary and class is permanent.
Skill is forever, as they used to teach us at Cardiff Met 45 years ago. Should give a shout out to Hewler Q. They're going well at the top of their division, looking for promotion. That's a club that until reasonably recently, the great Alan Bateman was still plying his trade.
Up until about 2 seasons ago, Phil.
Wasn't that long ago, yeah. Fairly recently.
The Clamp.
The Clamp, that's it. One of the greats, yeah.
Crouch.
Fine club as well, Hewler Q. I was down there, at the pleasure of being down there doing an afternoon with the former Ireland hooker Shane Byrne the day before we played Ireland. And, I should say that Shane Byrne adopted his usual adage, never come back in the same day you go out, as you hookers tend to do.
You've got to make the most of it.
Ebbo straight back at it here to Bridgend 22. But you've got to give it to Bridgend here, coming back well after that, well, pretty disastrous start. Hadn't had a touch and went 2 tries down. There's Harry Wilson. Nicely out of the cat flap. Little kick through from Rory Harris, and he's done well too. A little dink and dare from the scrum half, and out of nowhere really, Ebbo have got a 3rd try.
That's a great bit of individual skill, just the awareness that just think it through. And to be fair, like we spoke about earlier, at times the ball holds up in Ebbw Vale. Rory Harris making the most of it, showing a good turn of pace, getting through and finishing well.
Nice out of the cap flap from Morgan Lloyd, Evan Lloyd rather. Now can Lloyd land his first of the night? 175 points in all rugby this season. Hasn't got his boots on yet tonight.
No, he's taking a bit of time to warm up, Phil, isn't he? He's normally on point with his boot. I don't think he'll be too pleased, but I'm sure he'll turn it around pretty quickly. He's quite astute with his kicking game.
Yeah, the weight of the kick was the killer there, wasn't it? Beautifully weighted.
Carry back. Take it back now. Use.
There's the try scorer, Harris. Ed Howley. Jevons, the captain, up to his own 10-metre line.
There's an opportunity here. Ebbw Vale a shot.
20 old.
Yeah, they didn't keep it in the hands though. They decided to kick through. Maybe it might have been better in the hands, although they are putting pressure on Ebbw Vale, and they will have a scrum to benefit from Bridgend. But yeah, as you said, just down this left-hand side, there was a hint of something.
Yeah, I think with the power of youth there, Phil, Kobe Rees, to be fair, energetic in the right place, but with somebody with a little bit more experience, would he have tried to find the ground a bit sooner?
Yeah, Ed Howley showing he can do a sort of a defensive job as well.
I think if you look back at Evan Lloyd's kick there, I don't think they'll be too happy there that it's not gone off the field. They've got strength in their defensive line out. Kicking open to Bridgend with the likes of Ed Howley and Thomas Jevons floating about in midfield, it's probably not the best option. With that, going off the field, what it does do is give you an opportunity to get your composure back for the forwards to get their breath back, etc. Put some real pressure on the Bridgend line, Phil.
Coming up to the end of the first quarter, it's an 8-point game, 15-7.
Set!
In favour of second place
Hold it there,
Ebbw
boys,
Vale.
keep it there.
Another scrum penalty for Bridgend, which is not quite how we thought things might go up front.
Yeah, it's a fair battle between Harry Olding and Adam Williams currently. The scrum prior, Harry Olding clearly pulled it down, so I'm not sure what's actually happening in there, because we didn't see the footage then, but Adam Williams is really, really solid normally, so it'll be interesting to see how that game goes.
Where's Corey Lewis?
Hold it there, Green.
Not there this time, it's Nash.
Onside, Green.
These forwards to come around the corner. It's good first to tackling by Ebbw Vale though.
No, it's not a clock one. Pull it towards it, it's not a clock one.
And this time the penalty goes to Ebbw Vale.
Great work by Kobe Rees there, Phil. We talked about the power of youth. Did a great job, Feeler, straight over the ball, put it in his head where most wouldn't put their feet. Great work by Kobe Rees.
Yeah, one of 3 Dragons in the squad tonight for Ebbw Vale. Blackwood Youth product, and before that Newbridge. Good to see the Valley boys actually playing, being allocated to Gwent Valley clubs, rather than all going to Newport.
Yeah, I think it's important, isn't it? It's important to have that blend and that emergence of youth throughout the region, rather than just one feeder club as you've seen in the past. At times in all regions, in all honesty. Connectly prior to their demise was one example of that.
Yeah, I know that the brother of Evan Lloyd, Morgan Lloyd, who's one of the Dragons scrum halves, is from Hollybush. His allocated club is Pontypool, and he said he really loves playing for Pontypool. He feels he's a local boy, he feels it's his local club, and that's important.
Yeah, of course it is. It just gives him a sense of, how can I say, a sense of pride really, because he probably looked up to playing for Pontypool throughout his youth and throughout his younger days.
Nice work by Ed Howley, and finds Travis Huntley, the former Aberavon man.
Use.
Over the 10-metre line they go. Huntley again. Over the halfway line rather.
20, thank you, mate, thank you. Use.
I'm sure Ebbu won't overplay this time. I think they have. If you're looking to play in that area of the field, you have to be accurate. You have to know your roles. And there was too much separation between the ball carrying and supporting player, and Bridgend made the most of it. Straight over the ball was Corey Lewis, I believe. And unfortunately, he's going to probably end in a three-point deficit then.
Yeah, so Bridgend going for the posts in open play for the first time. Yeah, there's the offence.
When you are running those set plays, Phil, it's all about keeping the ball. The whole point of it is to create space, to give the kicker more of an angle. And unfortunately, that separation, there's no need to be that far away. You know what you're doing. There's only one outcome going to be. They need to be closer. They need to latch on early, legally, and just secure the ball.
Yeah, overplaying, they call it now. Dull play, they used to call it in my day. Kick is successful. Let's go down pitch side to Lauren.
Morgan, hyfforddwr cynorthwyo'r Pen-y-Bont sy'n cadw cwmni fi. Let's start with a start. What's going through a coach's mind when you're 2 tries down, 4 minutes on the clock?
I just think we like to give teams a head start to make it entertaining and try and come back, score a couple of tries, and then, yeah, we're back in the game, luckily, at the minute, but we just dropped another kick off. But, yeah, hopefully get the lead now and then stay in front.
What sort of messages are you trying to get on the pitch at the moment?
I'll just tell the boys to keep it simple. Catch a kick-off, bang it down there and then go again. It's not rocket science.
Finding it hard to break down their defence? Was taking the kick, in your mind, the right decision?
Yeah, like, they're obviously a good team. They've got good forwards. But yeah, like, it's hopefully be a good game now, second half as well.
Matthew, thanks for your time. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you very much.
That's former Wales full-back, stroke fly half, three-quarter. Matthew Morgan, what a player he was. Nipper, as he was known. I remember seeing him score a try, doing commentary on a try he scored for Cardiff Blues as they were there at Saracens, where he took a ball in his own 10-metre line and nobody touched him. And he scored under the post the other end. And now on the coaching staff of Bridgend, one of a couple of internationals they've got. Got Matthew Jones, of course, and also Bradley Davis is doing a bit of work with the line now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. I'm not sure if he'll be here next year. I believe he's on the pastures new. I don't think it's official yet, so I won't be saying where he's going. But yeah, but having that wealth of knowledge in the coaching team is great, isn't it? That's what it's all about. Current coaches with current ideas, trying to bring the best in the local youngsters and the semi-pro boys looking to better themselves week in, week out.
Now another penalty for Bridgend.
No clear release.
Jason Strange, the Ebbw Vale coach. Yeah. Former Wales international, fine player himself, of course. Okay. With Leslie, with Newport, Ebbw Vale.
A really astute coach, Phil, in all honesty. Completed a coaching badge many moons ago, and he came in and gave a presentation. Very, very innovative in how he's getting his messages across. Very, very ball focused, and it was all about the many touches of the ball you had and making good decisions and being bright rugby players. Really, really fascinating listening to the theories and the thought process he went through as a coach. But then it just shows really how being innovative can grow your game, because he went to rugby league, didn't he?
He did, yeah. St Helens defence. Ball short. This is a longer one. Just pushes it to the left. And important at this level, we talk about how to develop players, but it's important at this level that, you know, the coaching is top notch as well for the Super Rygbi Cymru.
100%. It's a platform, isn't it, to create good coaches as well. So we're on about making the next Welsh internationals as players. Well, why wouldn't it be a stepping stone for the next Welsh coach to start at this level when they come from that professional era and maybe start a journey at this level? Good competitive games, good players, good youngsters, all intertwined to bring about a good product.
Nice little nudge from short.
Green back, retreat. Keep retreating, all on.
Harvey Nash. Up she goes. Taken by Matt Jones, the fullback.
Leave two.
Bristol Academy player, played for Cinderford and Dings Crusaders. Dings in Bristol, one of the Bristol clubs.
Ball available.
Penalty coming for Ebbw. Lloyd has spotted a bit of a green. Come back though.
I think Lloyd has just caught his ankle on the way through there, Phil. This could be a bit of a knock for, or it might be his knee actually.
No.
Looking the way he's holding, or don't say it's an ACL injury.
Yeah, did he catch it on the tackler?
Exactly.
Or the would-be tackler?
I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see that back, just to see whether his foot placement has gone wayward and caused his knee to jar.
Good, John.
See if we get a replay.
He looks in a lot of discomfort. Oh, he hyperextended his left knee then the way through. Looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's had a superb season, Evan Lloyd.
It's never nice seeing a player injured, Phil. All the hours you put in training and can be taken away quite quickly. If that's serious, that could be months on the touchline. More than likely 9 to 12 months if it is a torn ACL. I hope it isn't.
Yeah, and more immediately, of course, the business end of the season. Ebwy wins second, looking for the home quarter-final.
Yeah, and he's one of the talisman, isn't he, really? I mean, we said it earlier, when he plays well, Ebwy tend to play well. He can play in most conditions. When it's dry, he can throw the ball about. When it's heavy rain, etc., he can kick the ball out.
Let's go to Lauren again.
Sorry?
Diolch Aaron Cowndley o Ebwy sy'n cadw cwmni fi. Look, you were disrupted last week with a few early injuries. It doesn't look good at the minute. Something you could do without, no doubt.
Yeah, obviously last week we was hit with quite a lot of back injuries. I'm not sure if it looks too good with Evan now, but yeah, it's definitely something which we could do without Law, yeah.
Started on fire, 2 tries in 8 minutes. You've let them back in the game. Discipline a problem at the minute? Fair few penalties creeping up.
Yeah, we're just looking at the penalty count now, and it's 9-2, which when you got a penalty count like that, you know, you're never going to get out your half and try and impose your game plan. We sharpen up on that now. I think we'll be all right.
Is that something you think's a quick fix? And look, they spent a fair bit of time down in year 22. Can't capitalise on the line at the minute. Happy with the defence?
Yeah, more than happy with the defence. Could be a bit better with letting that one try in, but yeah, I'd say we're right at the moment.
Aaron, great, thanks for your time.
That's Aaron Cowndley, member of the Ebbw Vale coaching team.
Remember the front row union as well, Phil. Played with Aaron, under 18s, top player, had a good career as a player. Played for the Dragons for numerous years. To be fair, good competitive prop to play against, and he'd always remind you of how good he was as well.
There's the table. Bridgend in 6th as it stands, of course. Ebbw Vale in 2nd. And it's the top 6 who go directly to the quarterfinals, but the top 4 that have a home draw.
And in this league, Phil, it does seem like a big factor. The home sides tend to turn it on. And granted, having that home court is a big day in every club in the league. We've seen it over the past couple of years, Phil, we've worked together. They're massive occasions, aren't they? The semis, the quarters, and then the final.
They are. Now that looks a bit more promising for Evan Lloyd. I wouldn't have thought they'd have taped him up like that if he wasn't hoping to continue. So let's hope that is the case.
Yeah, let's hope so. That's not too serious.
Indeed, he's going to give it a go. They've got a 6-2 split on the bench at Ebbw Vale and no specialist fly half. So that might have influenced the decision to keep him on slightly.
No player ever really wants to go off, Phil, do they? Injured or not, you don't want to go off. You train hard all week. You want to impose yourself and do the best you can.
Unless it's gone Fife away in February, let me tell you that.
And the hailstones are coming down.
As we're in Gwent. Good off the top ball for Ebwy this time.
Okay, tackle release. Advantage.
Loud blast and a yellow this time.
You're going to make a tackle, let's wrap.
Man.
No. Jeff, he's going to make a tackle, he's got to wrap. Can't just shoulder pass to 10.
I'm not sure what the offence was there.
No attempt of a wrap. Shoulder charge.
No attempt of the wrap, says the referee. Going in with the shoulder, yep. And Lloyd misses touch.
Okay.
Gives a chance for Bridgend to kick downtown.
Green, retreat. Retreat back.
Short. Goes long. Matt Jones trying to get Ebbu running. There's a look at Harry Wilson. Kick down the tram lines. This could be useful. It's a foot race on. And Ed Howley had to go back smartly there and just snaffle it for Bridgend, but it'll be an attacking Ebbw Vale line out.
It's good play again, isn't it? Unfortunately for Bridgend, they lost that kicking battle there. Probably should have hit grass a bit sooner. That's a great pass there by Matt Jones, really putting the ball in front of that next player.
Yeah, and if Howley hadn't gone over there, I think it could have been a bonus point try for Ebbu.
Keep it up.
Same ball. Have to defend this line out. And Ebbu have got a rumble on here. Over the line, penalty try given. And there is the bonus point for the Steelmen.
And maybe a second yellow, yeah?
It is, in fact, another yellow, yeah, collapsing them all.
Nice to see a ref making a decision, impromptu, not waiting for it. Probability they would have scored straight underneath a course yellow card. Nice to see.
And I think it's Corey Lewis, isn't it, the hooker?
Yeah, clearly working his way past the front man, creating a side entry, so to speak, and then dropping it.
Now it's still 10 minutes to go to half-time, but Ebbu might be fancying their chances of putting this game to bed with a 13-man advantage. Can they really press it home? Bridgend will have something to say about that, no doubt.
Thanks, Nine.
Good patience and a good set there. Rory Harris kicking the ball straight off the field, as we discussed earlier, Phil. Creating a bit of composure, get your breath back, so to speak. Thomas Jevons is throwing in. Man of many talents. Let's see how he gets on.
Green.
Plenty to ponder for Green. Scott Baldwin.
Scrum.
Man of many what did you say?
Yeah, I think spoke too soon, Evan.
Okay.
Fair play, the captain though, taking on the responsibility. That's what you want to see.
13 blue.
Yeah, not shying away from it. No, I mean, somebody has to do it.
Boys, 13 blue, please. Boys, 7 and 13, please. 7 and 13 sub.
There's Paul Short.
So they'll need to replace now a hooker and a prop for the scrum, so they'll have to bring two off. So they're bringing a centre by the looks of it and a back row for it.
I think the no number is Freddie Chapman, the Osprey. 21-year-old. Young Osprey. So will Ebbw Vale look to turn the screw at scrum time?
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold it! Hold! Up.
They've won the hit. I don't think this ball's coming out, Phil.
Nice little wrap-around move.
I go back for penalty.
No, not deemed as advantage enough. Back will come for the penalty.
Tight that collapse in the tunnel.
Now, it'd be interesting to see if Evan Lloyd takes this kick down the line.
Yeah, to be fair to him, Phil, if we have a look, I think he's taken his strapping off his knee now. May have just been a bit of a fright, Phil, feeling that jarring. We've all had a scare, and then we realise, hang on, the body's reaction to it is to go into protection mode, isn't it? And then everything goes numb. But yeah, nice to see him.
How many?
In the last play, he was firing, wasn't he? Winged across the field, glided across the field quite well. Good pass. Good to see him back on his feet properly.
Technical term is running it off, isn't it?
Magic sponge, Phil.
Advantage over.
Bit of freeze spray and away to go.
Green retreat. 6 back.
That's a great kick.
Inches to spare on that.
50-22.
Is that 50-22 then? Come inside his
50-22, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Signalled now, yeah.
That's a great kick. Inch perfect.
50-22.
Yeah, not much margin of error there. He only had 5 metres to aim in.
How many, Luke? 7.
Lovely bit of work.
The process failed on the last line of Ebwy. The lift was poor. It'd be interesting to see if they just go down the front and go low risk.
Middle ball in the end. And this looks everything lovely angle from Harry Wilson, the Aussie under 20, and I thought it was going to be just an easy walk in there, but he came inside, did Ryan Gardner.
No, he's lost it forward. You haven't gathered it.
It's gone forward. Bit of a let off for Bridgend.
It is a let off, but now they've got a scrum to manage, Phil. Up the last one, they probably wish they haven't got a scrum to manage, so it'll be interesting to see how Bridgend go at this. If I was in the middle of that, I'd be really trying to rally the troops in the sense that we can't sit back because you know they're coming. Just go after it. And it'd be really interesting to see what how Bridgend cope.
And they got 2 in the bin, let's go.
As in, do they get a bit of tomfoolery and try and drop it early, etc., and try and squeeze a penalty for some foul play or foul binding? Be interesting to see.
There's Harry Wilson. You can see how big he is there, taking up all the screen virtually.
Lovely tan.
You remember his father David, who actually won the World Cup with Australia when he was held in Wales. They beat France, of course, in 1999. Bridgend want a quick in and out Channel 1 ball here by the looks of it. I'm not sure they're going to get it, and they've been pushed off the ball, and this is an armchair try, surely. Yes, it is. For Ryan Jenkins. The second of the game for the number 8. And armchair try, well, it was an armchair, pipe, slippers, and a decent bottle of red, that.
Yeah, to be fair, as expected, Phil. I think they knew it was coming. I think we knew it was coming. But very, very good composure from Ebbw Vale, not to jump the gun and get too overzealous and try and go early, and just be patient, trust their process, and just go forward.
Yeah, and a tap of congratulations from Rory Harris, the scrum half, when probably half of him was probably thinking, I could have had that.
Yeah, that could have been mine. But nice to see you forward, having it for a change, Phil.
Here's Evan Lloyd. And still to find the target. Yeah, note from 4, that's very unusual for Evan Lloyd. We will give him the benefit of the doubt with the fact that he did have a little twist of his knee.
No, 1:45 left.
Before the twist of his knee, Phil, he wasn't at his best tonight, kicking out of off the tee, but out of hand he's been very good.
Okay. Use.
That's a wonderful pass out of the cat flap. That was Lloyd as well, I think. Double kick downtown again. Howley goes scurrying across.
Blue retreat.
And that's not a bad reply from the fullback in terms of length. Short.
Oh, I think he's got that wrong. I think the linesman's got that wrong, Phil.
Yeah, we'll have to see the replay of that. Chalk dust.
I think he may have got that one wrong.
Left the game, yeah? First half.
Paul short. So let's see if our near side camera can pick it up. Oh, that was in field, wasn't it? Surely.
Boys in the middle,
Looks in field to me, Phil.
Control on. Come inside it.
And the coaches alongside us here are quite aggrieved, and they've probably got a fair point to be aggrieved as well.
That was a hark back to the amateur days where every club had their own touch judge there. And off goes Kobe Rees, the Dragon. Off he goes, and all the way he goes, Kobe Rees. That's a superb individual try by the youngster. Pinned his ears back, saw the pound signs, and off he went all the way to the line. Delightful try from the youngster. And those 2 yellow cards really starting to hurt the Ravens now. Yeah, but it was up in support from Harry Wilson's half break and showing pace and tenacity. And with the attentions of 2 tacklers on him on the line, still managed to have the presence of mind to get the touchdown. Well played, Kobe Rees. Converted by Evan Lloyd, so he's on the board, and it's looking pretty healthy for Ebbw Vale with that try by Kobe Rees. 34 points to 10 at half time. 6 tries in all to the 1 by Corey Lewis of Bridgend. Ryan Jenkins, Ryan Gardner, Rory Harris. Penalty try, another one for Ryan Jenkins, and that one by Kobe Rees. And there's your half-time score. Ebbw Vale 34, Bridgend 10.
Wel, Glynebwy sy wedi dechrau a gorffen yr hanner yma ar y dan. Maen nhw'n chwarae fel tîm hyn o ND nhw. Harris yn sgorio'r cais yma tra nhw'n colli 1 dyn, ond dyw hynny ddim wedi bod yn broblem iddyn nhw. Maen nhw'n edrych fel tîm ar hyn o bryd sy'n ail yn y tabl, Ricky Guest. Maen nhw'n edrych fel tîm sy'n targedu'r brig. Ydyn nhw mewn llwy'r rheolaeth i ti?
Fi'n credu bod nhw erbyn nawr, i fod yn onest. Mae'r pac yn mynd yn dda, maen nhw'n cicio'n dda, a sy'n nhw'n asu neu ddim byd mas o'i strwythyr. Maen nhw'n dda iawn hyn, o'i fod yn deg, mae'r blaenwyr yn un rili dda.
Ie, oedd Pen-y-Bont wedi ymateb yn syth ar ôl ildio 2 gais cynnar, ond Glynebwy erbyn hyn wedi ffindio gear arall.
Do, mae'r gêm rygbi gyd bod ti momentum nhw, mae Glynebwy wedi ffeindio hynny. Nath o sgorio 2 cais cyntaf yn gynnar. Nath o cymryd trod nhw off y pedal toen bach wedyn, nath Pen-y-Bont nôl mewn, ond fel ni'n sôn yn y blwch sylwebu, dyw Pen-y-Bont ddim gyda'r un awydd i amddiffyn yn hanner eu hunain a beth sydd gyda nhw mewn hanner Glynebwy. Ac ar y deg hefyd, maen nhw'n just yn edrych ar goll, maen nhw'n gymaint o gwagliau, maen nhw ddim yn cysylltiedig chwaith yn y lle llamddiffynol, felly bydd tipyn o sgwrs i gael hanner amser, dwi'n meddwl.
Wel, ti'n sôn am awydd, fe welson ni'r awydd na gan Glynebwy yn syth, yn ennill kick-off fan hyn ar ôl 30 eiliad ac yn sgorio, really, yn dangos gosod i tôn ar ddechrau'r gêm, Ricky.
Do, ti'n gweld proses, mae proses nhw gwych yma, mae pawb ar yr un tudalen, pawb yn gwybod beth yw'r target, beth yw'r bwriad, a maen nhw'n gwneud yn gywir. A maen nhw'n gwneud yn gywir tro ar ôl tro, Lauren. Maen nhw'n gwneud y trwy'r tymor y heno, sy'n byd wedi newid o'r ffaith hynny.
Ond beth yw fyna, reit? Hwna yw lein cyntaf gêm Glynebwy, lein cyntaf mae Pen-y-Bont amddiffyn. Os ti'n mynd i aros lawr, ti'n ffili just aros bant wedyn mor agos yna i lle llais ni. Mae rhaid ti'n mynd at nhw a, os hwnna oedd bwriad Pen-y-Bont o'r lein cyntaf, wedyn oedd e ddim yn argoeli'n dda am gweddill a hanner.
Ryan Jenkins yn sgorio'r cais cyntaf, Ryan Gardner yn sgorio'r ail, a'r lein yn blatfform iddyn nhw fan hyn eto.
Odi, unwaith eto, llinell yn dda, pawb yn gwybod pwy strwythyr maen nhw'n mynd gyda, a wedyn just wneud job da o pob agwedd o'r chwarae. Mae sgarmes yn gywir, mae'r pasio'n gywir, mae'r dyfnder yn pob red yn gywir, a wedyn just yn benni yn rwydd, ond hefyd mae taclo Pen-y-Bont fan hyn yn warthus. Mynd yn rifeddol, really, ddim yn stopio'r bêl cael ei pasio.
Lle mae'r bwriad na da, Sione, dod ymwelwyr?
Ie, wel, dyna beth ni'n gwestiynu yn y fe. Twod, pan ti mor agos ein linell gais ti, dyma ble ti'n dangos cymeriad awydd a awch amddiffyn di. A unwaith eto, mae hwnna fel yr ail ymysodiad gan Glynebwy yn y hanner cyntaf, ond fel yr ydych sôn, mae Glynebwy'n gwybod fel maen nhw'n chwarae, mae dan nhw strwythyr pendant, mae dan nhw gymysgedd i chwarae nhw fyna, a beth maen nhw'n neud yn ddafyd, mae dan nhw'r ffug credwyr na, a maen nhw'n neud beth maen nhw'n galw y double pump, sydd wedyn yn creu, wneud i Pen-y-Bont i cnoi, dros y llinell Bantes wedyn ni, a mae dati'r dynion ychwanegol na.
Falle bod Pen-y-Bont yn ddim yr un mor glenigol, gwasraffu cwpl o gyfleoedd, ond daro nhw nôl, a am foment o'n i'n meddwl bod gêm gyda ni fan hyn.
Jo, oedd e'n gret i weld nhw'n trial chwarae Glynebwy, y ffordd mae Glynebwy'n licio chwarae. Sgarmau symudol da, lot o reolaidd na, lot o ymynedd, a wedyn y bachwr yn neud yn dda i sefyll yn y sgarmau symudol, a benni mewn wych i fod yn dig.
Dwi'n meddwl mae y 5 lein oedd hwn. Felly, gymeron nhw i amser, Sioned, mewn ffindio'r sgwr cyntaf yna.
Do, gwyn amser i ffindio'i trad, ond hefyd mae'r meddylfryd yn newid yn syth nhw, yn wedi pan ti'n gwybod mae rhywun o ail reng wedi mynd i'r cell cost, mae'r rhaid i nhw cymryd cyfleoedd yn fan hyn, maen nhw jyst yn un dda, maen nhw sy'n troi Glynebwy. Glynebwy'n treul hyrwyddio nhw nôl i'r llinell yr yslys, ond wrth gwneud hynny, maen nhw'n troi cyrff eu hunain, a tuag at y diwedd fel ni'n gweld fyna, mae cefnau Glynebwy, wel, maen nhw'n gwynebu llinell cais eu hunain, a so Evan Lloyd yn mynd i gallu rhwystro bachwr o'r pellter yna.
Wel, fe greodd Rory Harris rhywbeth o ddim byd, ni newydd gweld y cais yna, ond mae disgybleth wedi bod yn broblem iddyn nhw. Pan o'n i'n siarad Aaron, dwi'n meddwl oedd e'n 6 cic-os bodildi o bryd ni, a mae wedi crypia'n lan.
Odi, misio nhw fod mwy amnyddgar, really. Maen nhw'n trial rigal wedi cael ei dwylo ar y pel, a maen nhw'n gwneud pethau dwl. Misio nhw fod lot fwy eiddfed, a just stico i'r strwythyr, a just gadael y pel wneud y gwaith petai. Maen nhw digon cywir, ond misio nhw stopo wneud y camgymeriadau.
Sôn am cic-i'r cos, wel, sy'n ni Pen-y-Bont wedyn yn cael 2 garden felen. Dwi'n gwybod fel chi'n ymdopi gyda colli 2 o'r rheng flaen, Sioned.
Ie, wel dyna'r peth, a fi'n credu o'r pwynt yma, dyna pryd dechrau pethau mynd go wyth i Pen-y-Bont. Ti'n gallu gweld fi'n credu beth mae'n treino fyna, mae Evan Lloyd o tynnu allan o dal y bel, mae wedi mewn gyda'i sgwydden ddi-angen, jyst rhywbeth hirt wyllt yn ei ben. A fan hyn, mae Craig Evans yn lygad ei le fan hyn, mae Pen-y-Bont yn cymryd y sgarmau symudol lawr, mae gyda nhw'r goruchafiaeth, a wedyn ni'n gweld y bach o'n teimlo, a does dim opsiwn all gan Craig Evans, ond i roed y cais cosp a dangos yr ail cardyn fel yna, wedyn ni'n gweld eto ar ôl hwnna dath fwy o geisiau eto ni. Felly, fel ni sôn, mae rygbi yn gêm momentum, ac ar hyn o bryd mae Pen-y-Bont yn rhoid y momentum na i Glynebwy.
Gymaint o geisiau, dim amser gyda ni fel nhw gyd, ond am gais gan Coby Rees, wnaethon ni sôn amdano fe cyn y gêm, olwynion, dwi'n meddwl yw'r gair fan hyn, Richie?
Ie, i fod yn deg i fe. Mae'n fe'n torri'r llinell yn wych, ond mae'n just yn cadw fynd, na dy fe. Nôl yn yr hen dyddiau, gallwn ni wedi gwneud na, ond sy'n credu byddwn ni'n gwneud yr agor.
Be, pan ti'n 10?
Ie, i'w wario paniad.
Sa'n lwco, fi'n siŵr bydde dim un Cymru o gael ei cymaru y Sais, ond mae fe'n debyg iawn fan hyn fel Henry Pollock yn yw e. Y ffol mae fe'n redeg, beth ni'n gweld, boi ifanc, just hyder, nerth yn ei dradau, ond mae'r gwaith na i gyd i dod o Harry Wilson. Mae fe wedi cael gymaint o effaith ar y gêm mae heno. Mae fe'n torri'r llinell, mae fe'n hollti'r amddiffyn, a mae'r gêm dadlwytho na wedyn, gyda rhywun fel Coby Rees yr ysgwydde. Mae fe'n dancherus, mae nhw'n gymaint o arf ymosod.
Reit, ni'n gweld digon o geisiau gwych yn rhan y cyntaf yma, ond llwyth o Super Rygbi ddod dros yr wythnosau nesaf. Mae 2 wythnos gyda ni o'r tymor arferol yn weddill, yn dechrau nos Iau nesaf gyda Pontypool yn erbyn Abertawe. Wedyn ar y 10fed o Ebrill Aberafon yn erbyn Pontypool, a wedyn Pen-y-Bont yn erbyn Llan Ymddyfri. Felly peidiwch yn mynd ymhell.
Y gic yn hyfryd ag at yr asgell. A Matthew Powell yn croesi Pontypool. Oedd yw'n tirio, oedd i ma fe. Lawen yr awyr. Frankie Jones, Aberafon yn croesi'n y gornel. Morgan Lloyd yn dadlwytho i Iwan Duggan gyda'r cyflymder.
O hwn yn edrych yn sylweddol iawn bod nhw'n mynd i mynd dros y llinell cais. Yr ongl yna yn anhygoel, yn perffaith.
Wel, mae 2 gêm gyda chi yn y bencampwriaeth Unedig penwythnos yma. Y cyntaf o 2 gêm olynol rhwng Scarlett a'r Gweilch. Y gêm yna'n byw am 4:03, a wedyn mae Benetton yn croesawu Caerdydd gyda'r hwyr. A ni'n gwybod adeg yma'r tymor, yn aml mae'n golygu bod nifer o glybiau yn gorffen eu taith yn Stadiwm y Principality. Rowndiau terfynol gêm y menywod i chi trwy gydol y dydd Sul. Ac yn sôn am gêm y menywod, mae'n rhaid ni drafod y chwyw gwlad am ddechreuad i yrfa Sionlyn wrth y lliw fel prif hyfforddwr Cymru. Di colli yn y diwedd, oedd ei cartre yn erbyn yr Alban. Oedd hi'n gêm glos a cwbl o penderfyniadau dadleuol hefyd, Sioned.
Ie, oedd e'n gêm gyda bach o bopeth yn oedd e. A fi'n credu oedd yr Alban wedi cael cwbl o ceisiau wedi cael ei rhoi yn erbyn nhw, ddim wedi cael ei derbyn, ond fi credu beth sy'n bwysig i ni gofio yw mae Cymru yn dechrau o'r dechrau eto petai. Maen nhw'n ail-adeiladu, felly fi ddim yn credu bod ni gallu beirniadu nhw yn llawn ar y chwe gwlad hyn. Fi'n credu y ffocws mwyaf yw'r merched manna ar Uneli am cwpan y byd. Mae'r chwe gwlad hyn yn mynd i rhoi platfform iddyn nhw, ond fi'n credu eto bydde fe'n hall iawn i ni beirniadu nhw ar y chwe gwlad hyn, a fi'n credu bydd y prawf go iawn yn y cwpan y byd i gweld ble maen nhw.
Lle maen nhw'n agor y twrnament yn erbyn yr Alban. Unwaith eto, ond 24 i 21 oedd y sgôr terfynol dydd Sadwrn, a dyma be oedd gan Sionlyn i weid wedi'r gêm.
Take pride in it. You go out there now after this, say thank you to your family, thank you to the support, and you treasure it. Girls, believe. We've got to have that belief. We mean it. All right? Jazz?
Yeah!
3, 2, 1!
Ie, am ysbrydoliaeth. Mae'n edrych fyna llawn brwdfrydedd yn dyw ar gyfer y gêm nesaf. Mae di dod o gael loi wrth gwrs, lle enillodd e 3 teitl yn olynol. Pa fath o effaith mae'n mynd i gael ar y garfan wythnos yma?
Fi'n credu, y peth yw, pan pob tro mae Cymru yn wario Lloegr, mae merched i gyd yn nabod ei gilydd. Maen nhw cyd chwarae ei gilydd, maen nhw chwarae yn erbyn ei gilydd. Fi'n credu, mae rhaid ni fod yn realistig, mae Lloegr bell o flannu. Ond fi'n eitha siŵr, y gêm mwyaf bwysig po chwe glad yw Cymru yn erbyn Lloegr, a bydden nhw bendant moyn rhoi perfformiad. I fi credu mae'n hynod o bwysig bod y merched yn gystadleuol dydd Sadwrn. Mae rhaid i nhw dangos yr awch, yr awydd na, yr angerdd na fel mae Sionlyn ddim yn gorffori ei hunan e. Ond unwaith eto, ni yn adeiladu fel garfan, a fi'n siŵr bod Sionlyn yn nabod nifer o chwaraewyr, bydd dan o tactegau gwahanol, dimensions gwahanol i'w gemau nhw. Ond mae fe jyst yn bwysig bod nhw'n allan na dydd Sadwrn, a maen nhw jyst yn mynegu eu hunan.
Dau newid i Gymru yn y tîm. Ni'n gweld Maisie Davies yn mynd i'r fanc, felly dau newid yn y pac. Gwenlli am pers Gwen Crab yn dod mewn, a dyna be o ti'n disgwyl?
Ie, fi'n credu ni, yn bendant gyda Gwenny Pif yna'n dod mewn i ddechrau, mae jyst gyda hi y profiad anos yn y rheng mlaen dros Maisie Davies. Dim Maisie Davies yn dim byd o'i le, a eto Gwen Crab mae jyst yn rhoi'r pwysau ychwanegol na, eto mae'n dod â'r profiad yna.
Ie, 19,000 o gefnogwyr fyd, neu mwy yn Stadiwm y Principality am achlysur. Ond nôl â ni at heno a draw â ni, Ricky Guest.
Aaron Cownley, Ebbw Vale forwards coach. Aaron, to be fair, your driving mold's been excellent, but your discipline's been an issue. What was the messages?
Yeah, so half-time messages were just to make sure that our discipline's obviously better and that'll enable us to get up the field then and hopefully score a few more tries then.
Spot on. All the best. Take care.
Yeah, yn amser i ni ail ymuno yn tîm sylwebu. English language commentary will come from Phil Steele and Ricky Guest yn y Gymraeg. Sioned sy'n cadw cwmni i Owain Gwynedd.
Thank you, Lauren. Welcome back to the English language commentary. Bridgend will be against a slight breeze in this second half, playing towards the clubhouse. And, they've got 1 minute of the second yellow card to wait out at Bridgend. And the kick-off has gone straight out by the look of it.
Bounce on the line, he said. Scrum. No wish.
Paul Short is a little bit perplexed by that.
Yeah, I know.
34-10 the deficit. It's the 2 yellow cards that really cost Bridgend in that first half. And almost a carbon copy. This time it bounces just infield.
Crouch! Bind!
Oh, sorry, that was the replay. And it looked as if it
set! Hold it!
did bounce infield. mess of a scrum.
No legal dominance to reward, boys. Spun on the spot.
But certainly a better scrum from Bridgend's point of view after that try they conceded just before half-time, where they pushed off the ball.
Let's go.
You feel that Bridgend really need to score next if they're to have any chance in this game, and rejoined by Ricky Guest.
Crouch!
I had an interesting chat with a former legend of these parts, Kingsley Jones, who's back from Canada for a while. Chewed the fat about all matters Welsh rugby as Bridgend get a scrum penalty.
Number 3, Ginny.
He's in good form actually, Kingsley.
Yeah, is he back for good now, Phil?
He's going to go back just to tie up a few loose ends apparently, and then I think he's going to look to come back for good then, or leave Canada for good anyway.
He's had a good stint out there.
Backwards.
Phil, how many years has that been?
Yeah, probably 8 or 9 is it, I think. Great talisman for Ebbw Vale, fabulous captain for a number of seasons here, captain of Wales as well, of course, Kingsley Jones. In the days of Mark Jones and that side.
Number 5, set entry.
So a chance for Bridgend to get on the board first in the second half, which is vital for them.
It will be disappointed with that, Phil. I mean, you've just been told more than likely in the changing rooms to settle, to have composure. Then again, the overplay. There's no need. They've got one of the biggest kickers in the league. Just get the ball off the park.
Billy Basic to the front. They get the drive on. Curtis Greenslade is on at hooker. Trying to roll it down to this right-hand side. Now they leave it to Harvey Nash.
Pulled away.
Nice and quick again for the scrum half. And that might well have gone to the left there. There's a hint of something. Still have possession though, the Ravens.
Roll away, Green! Release!
Nash to Tommy Morgan.
Release tacklers!
Still using the 3-man pod at the moment. Not looking to move it wide at all yet.
They're going to watch you.
3 not rolling.
Penalty coming.
Thomas Sherman's working really hard, Phil.
Short with a little show and go.
Step, well, let's move.
There's an opportunity to the left here.
Tackling.
There's an opportunity to the left here. They've got numbers.
There they have out wide. Little stab through for Harvey Nash. They have got the penalty coming though, remember.
3 not rolling, affecting the clear out. Number 3 not rolling away.
I think they'd have a little bit more patience, Phil. I know they've got the penalty, but the penalty doesn't mean you've got a free kick, so to speak. You know what I mean? If they just squared up there, they'd have numbers, some accurate passing, they've been down the flank. When you hear the Bridgend coaches next to us, you Phil calling for a scrum, so I think they're confident in their ability to try and turn the tide on that front.
No, nothing yet.
So Bridgend up to full strength again.
Cameron Regan's been around a long time, Phil. Very industrious 6. A right pain to play against, in all honesty. You know when he was on the field, he'd make himself known and he'd get in you early, and he's doing a good job for Ebwy tonight. He's working hard, doing a lot of the dirty work.
Yeah, he's a big mate, wasn't he, of the legend Ronnie Kynes, who scored something like 20 tries one season, from most of them from line-out catch and drives. He was known as the apprentice by Ronnie Kynes, with Cameron Regan. Nash, what's he got on now this time? Ball going to ground from Alfie Llewellyn's pass. And it's been turned by Ebwy. And it all comes to naught for Bridgend, and that'll be a bit disillusioning for them. As Ebwy get in an exit as well. Yeah, great character, Cameron Regan. And Ronnie Kynes, you play against Ronnie Kynes?
Yeah, Ronnie, he's another character. good fun, Ronnie. Used to play against him. Probably one of the nicest men you'd ever play against. He'd kick you all over, and then he'd pick you up and say, "Oh, I hope you're all right, but."
Yeah. And Cameron Regan used to work with him as they were both bricklayers, and he called Cameron Regan the apprentice.
Well, like the Hellboy and Rodney.
Yeah. Bridgend still coming though. That's the 22. Short. Joe Gatt.
Tackle us away! Okay, lost. Ball at the back.
This was so frustrating for the Bridgend coaches, Phil. They're getting into channels and then making just really poor unforced errors, knocking the ball, giving it back so easy after working so hard to get their hands on it.
Green in front, hold! Green, stop! Stop! Stop!
That's a massive clearance from Ebbw Vale.
How do you find Macaulay Rowley? Plenty of endeavour by Bridgend. If not execution, and again, all to no avail.
Holding on.
It's that connection again, Phil, we spoke about earlier. If you're carrying into contact, you've got to make sure, one, you either get through and get past and get your hands free to be able to play, or if you are going to the ground, you go to the ground when the guy behind gives you that instruction to go because he's ready to help you out. And unfortunately, Bridgend seem to be hitting the ground a bit too early at the moment, and Ebbw Vale, with the likes of Cameron and Kobe Rees, they're all over the ball and they're getting some good returns from it.
And any Ebbw Vale fans watching this who are not in the ground, they're going to castigate me for not giving that line out. Catch and drive, its correct name. Its correct name, of course, was the Catch and Kynes. That was...
it was for many years, Phil.
The Catch and Kynes, yeah. It was a name conjured up by one of the Ebbo addict supporters who follow Ebbw Vale avidly. The Catch and Kynes. I once interviewed Ronnie Kynes about it on radio. I said, describe the move, and he said, Chunky throws it in to Eddie. He puts all the ugly ones at the front to push, and I get the glory. That was one of the best descriptions of a coaching move I ever heard.
Step pillar, use.
Followed by just push hard.
Hey, on front, hold blue, stop. Stop.
Yeah, that was a great era for Ebwy back in those days. Your Damien Head, Ashley Sweet, Cameron, Ronnie, 7-0.
They actually won the league at Pontypridd, didn't they?
Yes, you had Ross Jones, you had Matthew Chunky. It took great guys, lots of time for all of them.
And this Ebbo cohort is not doing too badly. Second in the league. A useful ground game there by Bridgend, but they will concede the line-out throw.
Boys not standing for the sake of it. Boys out.
I'm assuming this will be nice and simple from every year, Phil. Nothing too onerous. 4-man, up and down.
Carry back.
Lloyd. Finds Ed Howley, and Howley does what he always does. That's beats would-be tacklers. 44 of them beaten this season. That's the second highest in the league on Ed Howley's card. You can see why there.
Maybe look, stay on your foot.
Timing wrong here. Off the ball. You have more arms than you, fella.
If you compare that to Harry Holding first half, there's not much in it, Phil, is there? In all honesty.
No, certainly not. Small margins.
It's like the Blaine Murray jump against the jump in the ladies' game. Exactly the same, but a different outcome.
Yes, that was an interesting one, that one. In the
now?
Women's International.
Neil now?
It was worth 4 faults at least, wasn't it? If not a refusal. Yeah, but it is, though. It's difficult, especially if the tackler is on the ground and deemed out of the game.
Back,
as Bridgend have a little rumble. And I've said it before, but you've got to give it to the Ravens. They've certainly come out firing in the second half. They need to.
Use!
And they certainly have done.
Their ruck speed's going to be key here, Phil. They've got to turn that ball into quick ball.
Jevons, the captain. Oh, a little fumble by Nash.
Go
Gone backwards, I think.
Ball backwards.
Short.
Leo, go 8, release. Out to there, 4.
I don't think there's any hands there by Luke Garrett. Arms rather, not hands.
Still the Ravens come. Nash touches it quickly. Corey Lewis. Now this must be a yellow surely for Ebbw. Another one in the red zone.
Okay.
If there's not
a time minutes through the tackle there. Nothing like the yellow card in the first half, okay? It's a penalty. Comes on you now. Number 1, grasp at attack and no time to wrap. If I can think of foul play.
Very similar offences.
Yeah. Understand? Yeah, of course you can. Okay, this is a close one you mate, on the 5-metre line.
Be interesting to see if Bridgend go with scrum here, because they're starting to turn the tides slightly.
Yeah, boys,
it's a long way back on the scoreboard, but bonus points and all that. They're currently in 6th place, so anything they can do to cement that Bridgend would be a certain outcome. They would think.
Okay, time on.
They're going to make the most of this opportunity now. If you're going to call a scrum, you've got to be efficient, you've got to be effective, and you've got to be accurate. Bridgend, obviously, Ebbw Vale, are seeing what's happening, and we can see all their front row replacements warming up currently, and they're on the touchline waiting to go on. They're probably trying to stem that confidence in that area, Phil.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
Big drive from Ebbw. Come away with it as well.
Stay behind 9.
Butterfingers from Harry Wilson, of all people.
They're probably cold, Phil, like I was. To be fair, he hasn't touched the ball much in the last 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Boys, number 10, off. Boys, number 10.
Eugene Cross Park in March is not quite New South Wales. Cavalry on for Ebbw Vale.
To be fair to those 4, they've had a good shift between them. Worked really hard. Got the just reward on the driving walls and that pushover try.
A couple of changes for Bridgend as well.
Okay, time on.
Looks as if they pulled Paul Short off and pushed the scrum half into 10, Phil.
Yeah, he did play 10 last time out against RGC, did Harvey Nash.
Bind!
They've had a bit of a crisis at 10 with Ben Burnell, of course, pulling his hamstring over Christmas.
That might explain the missed call off Scott Baldwin.
Edwin Pins. Keep on it. No.
Well do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's poor. Giving a penalty away for.
It's clear.
Come back, chap. That's a coach killer, that is. Not saying I've never done it myself, but there's nothing more frustrating when you work that hard and then somebody decides to share his opinion without any need, really, and then you get penalised.
Missed touch finder from Lloyd. Attempted touch finder then. Howley with his usual little dink down and hoping that something comes of it, but it's Ebbu that have found some green. Jake Thomas has to go scurrying back to his own post, and he won't want to get into trouble from there. A little bit of a paramedics pass as well, and this could all go wrong for the Ravens.
Short! Leave it, there's the ball. Try line. Okay, 9, use it.
Try is awarded, I think.
And it looks like Joe Franchi.
It is Joe Franchi, a 16th of the season for the club captain. There he is, Joe Franchi. But it all came from the suicidal rugby that Bridgend tried to play from under their own post there. And he won't get many easier than that, the hooker. There we are, Jake Thomas. You could understand the 34-10 down on the scoreboard, but yeah, the pass was we had a blue light on it, didn't it?
What's the saying, Phil? Is the saying the innocence of youth? Am I right in saying that, or have I made that up?
The innocence of youth, yeah.
But unfortunately, on that occasion,
well, he's 25, so
he looks a little hot younger, put it like that.
As the conversion goes over.
But yeah, that's really frustrating for all the Bridgend boys. That's all come from a poor scrum, which is given a penalty away, and then they give a further penalty away for back chat, long kick, poor decision, look to overplay, lose the ball, and Ebbw Vale pick up the scraps and score. Really, really unforced and without any need, really.
Yeah, made his 150th appearance, 200th appearance rather, for the Steelman, Joe Franchi, in the cup final against Llandudno last weekend, and his brother Dom made his 150th. It's a real red letter day for the Franchi family. Two great servants of Ebbw Vale. Howley.
Step.
Corey Lewis. Bridgend try scored in the first half. Nash, who's gone to 10. Lloyd with a lovely no-look pass. I think, not sure his teammates were expecting it.
No. Leave! Boys, you're on top of it. Boys, you're on top of it. You can't get out of there. Green's gone.
Again, a bit of overplaying by Ebbw Vale there on that occasion, Phil. Lucky to keep the ball, but I'm sure with the new front row on, I'm sure they'll try and push.
If you're choosing to drop the elbow.
Yeah, so Joe Franchi, 11 tries. He's done it time after time in the last couple of years. Him and Taylor Davis have been up the top of the charts. Just basically demonstrating how good the driving mauls are with Llandudno and Ebbw Vale over the last couple of years, Phil.
What did you bag in your time?
The most in one season, and I think I'm right in saying this, was 10.
Fine.
To be fair.
Set.
So, but most of mine were from over 40 metres. I were driving all over.
And you converted them.
Drop kicks as well.
Stability for your drive. Yeah. 9.
And again, Bridgend are certainly not throwing in the towel, even with a 31-point deficit.
Good
hands as well, yeah.
Leave it. Tackle is out. You're on top of it. Get a tackle out of the net.
Oh, beautiful hands as well, out of the cat flap and finding his man as well. Cameron Ellis, little kick across, and this could be a wonderful score by Bridgend, and it is. And a deserved try for Callahan Smith, the replacement scrum half. Really well fashioned by Bridgend, finished by Callahan Smith.
No, there's a hit and chase. There's no stability there for the field.
Gripping and endeavour by Bridgend. They're not giving in, Phil. This is great to see. Plenty of endeavour, and I spoke to Scott Baldwin before the game, and he mentioned that he was trying to get these boys to believe in their own ability, and to be fair, they are, aren't they? They're trying hard, and to be fair, it's one of those. It's nice to see come off.
Yeah, Cameron Ellis, a lovely sort of old-fashioned cross kick. Took out 3 defenders with the kick, and Callahan Smith running the good scrum half support line, this time in search of support of a kick, and he got his rewards. And he adds the extras as well. Of course, he was late in the squad due to an injury to Chris Williams. Showing his worth there. Excellent support work. And that's cheered up Scott Baldwin, or maybe not.
Yeah, all done.
Good rugby man, Scott Baldwin. Excellent man to have in charge of a Super Rygbi Cymru team.
Yeah, good again, like we said earlier, good to have that much experience being passed on through these youngsters to try and educate and improve the next generation.
Came from the Bridgend Athletic Club, which has produced lots of players such as Matthew Morgan and Lee Byrne, Rhys Webb.
Release tacklers!
Again, Bridgend, I'd like to see the possession stats for the second half.
Back.
If they could just turn a bit of this possession into points, it could be, well, certainly within looking at a try bonus.
Tacklers away! It's there.
The commentator's curse being turned halfway line.
Your guys on top of scrum.
I'm pretty confident Ebbw Vale will be happy to have that scrum to settle those possession stats, so to speak, because they haven't touched the ball in the last couple of minutes, which is never easy when you're playing without the ball. Some teams prefer it, Phil.
Was there no problem with driving forward on both
Wales
sides?
and Sean Edwards were good at it, but it's tough. You've got to be fit to be able to defend and keep defending without the ball.
There you can see Harvey Nash, who's moved to 10 after they took Paul Short off. He did pretty well though, Paul Short. Saved him pretty well.
Yeah, I thought he was steady, wasn't he? He didn't do much wrong, Phil. His kicking out of hand, his flow into the game and into the plays, he didn't look out of place at all.
Another penalty for Bridgend. They've certainly won the penalty count.
One green straight down the call.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that scrum back again to see whether that's gone the right way or not. Called by the linesman. It's not clear and obvious, that's for sure.
5 on you. 6.
And not the longest of kicks from the penalty.
Backwards, always backwards. Always
eventually.
Backwards.
Callahan Smith into Travis Huntley.
Pillars. Use.
Number 22 of Ebbw Vale. It's quick as well for Smith. Nash.
It's there, boys. It's there.
It's slovenly this time for Smith.
Use. Release tackler.
Alfie Llewellyn.
He pulled away, don't you?
brother of Max, son of Gareth. Timothy Evans just trying to get outside his man. This must be 10th or 11th phase now for the Ravens, and I think Ebbu have snaffled it. Yes, they have.
Yeah, again a bit of inaccuracy. Phil running away from each other, not accurate over the ball. We've spoken about it a couple of times tonight.
Step through. Thank you. Use it now.
I'm sure Ebbu will be putting some snow on this, Phil.
Yeah, up she goes.
Yeah, play on. Touch, not on. Pull up, back it. Use!
Tom Franchi playing with a 9 there.
Ball's there. Use it!
Harris goes aerial. Just bounce, just not favouring Jake Thomas. They'll get it back on their own 10 metre, on the Bridgend 10 metre line.
But again, Jake Thomas showing his keenness just to have a go, Phil.
Yeah.
Okay, knock on advantage over.
Lloyd. And if that hangs up, that could be useful and dangerous for Howley. There we are, the first man beaten yet again. Still a long way to go for the Ravens.
You pulled him off. You pulled him off. Ball is there. Step. Step. Use. No, leave. Pin it on side. Green. Use.
Smith. The safe exit.
I think there was a bit of a slip there. I don't think that was the aim, Phil, but yeah, we'd be happy for the ball to go off the field and start again. But Jen showing plenty of want to keep playing, Phil. Nothing's dark at the moment, is there? They're having a go.
They've got Cardiff next up, followed by Carmarthen Quins. Cardiff home, Carmarthen Quins away, and then Llandovery home. So not the easiest run in for the Ravens.
But clear aims at the start of the year was trying to win the league, which is great, isn't it? They're not accepting mediocrity and want to be the best they can be. Their performance and their accuracy.
I'm Matthew Jones and Cadw Cymru fi. Matthew, some of your thoughts for me watching this. At times you've looked in control, but you just aren't getting the points at the minute on the board.
No, we're not, look, it's been a really frustrating night, both sides of the ball. Defensively, we've just conceded far too easy every time Ebbw Vale have come into our half, into our 22. Well, fair play to them, they've come away with points. For us, in attack, we're just not winning collisions, we're not creating speed of ball. We wanted to play fast, we wanted to stress Ebbw Vale on edges, and we've not done any of that tonight, unfortunately. So it's really frustrating, and we come a little bit individual now because it's not going well. Boys are just going off script, trying to do things, fix things themselves. So we just need to spend a bit more time in their half, and if we can get 2 more tries here and get something from this game, then that'll be great.
What do you put that down to? A bit of disruption to your back line, pre-game, lose 2 tens during the game. Obviously those 2 yellow cards have hit you.
Yeah, they have. Look, it's no secret. We are with our 2 tens, Ben Burnell, Luke Price. We've been really unlucky all season. We've never. I don't think there's been one game where we've had both available. But it is what it is. I think both teams have had injuries. 10's are big for your game. But Paul Short's come in. He's been with us a few seasons ago. So big thanks to Paul for helping us out today, coming from Healer Q. But look, it's been frustrating. Then we've had a late pull out with Chris Williams at 9 before the game. So a lot of disruption, and we just not quite adapted to it the way we would have liked to.
Matthew, thanks for your time. Diolch yn fawr.
Matthew Jones, one of the Bridgend assistant coaches, and that was a real roller skate scrum for the Ravens there. Just talking about the run-ins that both teams got. Bridgend, Cardiff home, Carmarthen Quins away, and Llandovery home, and then Ebw have got 4 games. Carmarthen Quins home, Newport away, Aberafon away, and Swansea home.
Take a line, boys.
Oh, there's that power of the Ebbu scrum.
Yeah, you can see there Bridgend, they don't match the hit. Liam Tobias gets himself in all sorts of shapes and ends up, well, nearly touching the clouds, unfortunately.
So will we see another one for Dom Franchi to take him well clear? Well, it's not quite Dom Franchi. It's Jacob Hopkin that time. And that was simple as you like from good line up Bulnuni for the drive even.
Yeah, old school from Peel, Phil. You don't see much these days.
There is 1 line left,
And to be fair, that's all legal. Lots of the time you see a player being interfered with in the front from the touchline to create space, but that was very legal in fairness and well executed.
So can Evan Lloyd find his range? And that is a terrific conversion. So he looks to be favouring his knee, but nothing wrong with the execution of that kick.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate there.
Be interesting to see how keen Bridgend are to get this ball back early. Will it be a long kick off or a short kick off? Long into the deep into. Yeah, it's long deep into 22, looking for a kick return and hopefully pick up a line out. But in fair, Jack Pope's got different ideas.
Right,
Lewis Young on for Ebbw Vale. Brother of Thomas, son of Di, of course.
Release,
one of 3 sons of Di.
I know, don't worry. Hold, check this hold. Okay, it's gone 10.
So just under 10 minutes to go. And a workmanlike performance from Ebbw Vale. Bridgend have had their moments. They've certainly had enough ball, but the 2 cards costing them dear in that first half. Of course, the way the league is structured, you can finish bottom and still win the league if you win those repechage playoffs and then get into the main playoffs.
Yeah, but everyone's aim is to obviously finish in the top 4, to have a home top 6 playoff and have a shorter run to the final.
Another penalty for the Ravens.
No.
As well as winning the match tonight, Ebwy will also retain the Challenge Shield, which is a 3rd trophy these clubs in the Super Rugby Cymru pray for. Started off with Llandovery, who held the shield at the start of the season down to the fact that they were the champions, and if you beat the reigning shield holders on their own ground, you take over the shield. Well, Ebbw Vale beat Llandovery on their own ground and have been undefeated since here at Eugene Cross Park, so they're the reigning shield holders, and if they still hold it at the end of the season, they will be the winners of the shield. Llandovery, of course, won the cup, beating Ebwy last week, and then the big one is all to play for next month. Colin Smith just imploring the referee. Well, some bifters going on the halfway line. With 2, in fact.
Lots of pushing and shoving.
Ricky, over to you.
In the red corner. Yeah, not a punch thrown, but yeah, lots of people getting to know each other, getting up close and personal, so to speak.
Makes no sense, I agree.
What, in your experience then, what makes teams just boil over like that? at this stage of the game when the game is
Probably
won?
a lot of frustration, Phil, isn't it? I mean, both sides are trying to play and play and play. There's a couple of older heads you can see trying to interfere with running lines, etc., and just putting people off the strike, which happens. And some of the younger guys are trying to impose themselves on the league as well, and on the players within the league. You can see a lot of backshot from some of the youngsters in Bridgend there to somebody like Joe Franchi, who's been there, done it and seen it really. It happens at all levels, Phil. I don't think in this case in Fahennis the ref has lost control at all. I think it's
green
just
22,
frustration of so many errors.
And obstructed who you got with a punch to the head. Okay. No, okay. Where's 22, boys? Where's number 22?
22, boys.
Yeah, 22. Green. Okay. You come here. Captain, okay. Look, I'll start off with 10, okay? Yeah. He came in with an accusation someone stood in his neck away from play. Obviously, I haven't seen that. Game's on TV, but no TMOs. You can't check it. If something happened there, then you've got to take it up after the game, okay? But when we got that coming together, I've got clear instructions from my AR that this player, number 22, has clearly punched the player in the head. So I can't avoid that. I've got no other option than to give a red card. Okay. Sorry? There's no TMO. There's no TMO. I agree with you. Where, Riley?
I'm not sure there was any punches thrown, Phil. In all honesty, I'm not sure it'd be worth checking that back.
Ball. I'll speak to you now.
I think we've got a replay coming here.
We need that ball. Okay. Spoke to him anyway. Okay.
What were your thoughts there?
I think the accusation of a punch is further on in the play when they come together after the ball has gone, but it wasn't clear, was it?
Numbers, boys, numbers! Line, please.
There's no punch there, is there? It's not a pushing and shoving, but there's no actual contact with any punches. And I think that one may just be a red card for tonight and no ban in a couple of weeks when the appeal takes place.
Let's go.
In fairness to the referee, if he gets that instruction from his assistant, he's got to act on it, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course he has. That's the whole point of having an assistant, but the information coming in from the touchline needs to be accurate, doesn't it?
It won't affect the outcome of the game, and Ethan Phillips will just be hoping that it'll just be a red in the game and nothing else, no ban, particularly this time of the season.
Leave away.
Crossing.
Walk. Okay.
Instruction from Joe Franchi quite clear there. We could hear it over the mic, Phil. Put it in the stands.
Rose Ed. Saying earlier on about talking to Kingsley Jones, former Ebbw Vale captain, at half-time. I was also speaking before the game to Tom Morgan, the Bridgend centre's father. As we look at the possible punch.
Can't see any punches there.
Talking to Tommy Morgan's father, John Morgan, who captained Bridgend on 2 occasions, or 2 seasons in the 1980s.
Boys, the shoulder's gone, leave!
Also played for Wales Sevens in a World Sevens tournament in Australia.
Back for the penalty.
And the game just petering out now. It's,
boys, I've called you 3 times to
has been
leave.
decided long ago. Yeah, and John Morgan, Tom's father, John coached Preston Grasshoppers, has lived in the north of England for a long time. And John's father, a guy called Rod Morgan, was listeners of a certain vintage will remember when the Welsh selection was done by a group called the Big Five. They had 5 selectors, of which Clive Rowlands was usually one. And Tommy Morgan's grandfather, Rod Morgan, the late Rod Morgan, was chairman of the Big Five for a long time. And that there's a lot of power in that, Joe, let me tell you. The Big Five.
Line, please.
Ryan Gardner officially named the man of the match. The Ebbw Vale left wing.
Yeah.
And another chance for Dom Franchi. From that lovely kick by Evan Lloyd.
Knock on, lads, game over.
And there's the final whistle. A bit early on the on our clock, but it's the final whistle nevertheless from the referee, Craig Evans. Game petering out really, but a convincing win for Ebbw Vale. 8 tries in all, including a penalty try to 2 to Bridgend. So Ebbo, well, they'll be fancying their chances now for a home draw, and Bridgend just about hanging on to 6th at the moment. 3 games to go for them, 4 games to go for Ebbw Vale, and Ebbo will be happy with that comprehensive win over the Bridgend Ravens. Thanks for listening to English language commentary with myself and Ricky Guest as the players shake hands. Full-time score here at Eugene Cross Park, or the Ciner Glass Stadium. There it is, Ebbw Vale 48, Bridgend 17. Thanks for listening.
Dyma cadarnhad felly o'r tabl a chadarnhad bod Ebwy wedi neidio uwchben Caerdydd, a hynny oherwydd bod nhw wedi cipio y 6 pwynt llawn. Cofiwch ma pwynt ychwanegol yn y gyngred yma os chi'n ennill gyda 15 pwynt neu mwy o fantes. A dyma canlyniadau y penwythnos felly, cadarnhad o sgôr heno 48-17. Aberafan sy'n croesawu Caerdydd sy'n nawr wedi syrthio i'r ail safle. Abertawe yn croesawu Llanymddyfri sy'n drydydd, a Quins Caerfyrddin sy'n herio rygbi Gogledd Cymru. Ydy Sul Casnewydd yn erbyn Pontypool, Pedwerydd yn erbyn Pumed yn y gêm yna. A llwyth i ddod dros yr wythnos nesaf i chyfbwyntiau o'r gyngor yma ar rowndiau terfynol. Y gêm y menwod di Sul yr uchafbwyntiau ar S4C nos Fawrth. Pontypool yn erbyn Abertawe. Dyna'n gêm fyw nos Iau nesaf. Am y 2 wythnos o'r tymor arferol yn weddill, Aberafan yn erbyn Pontypool a Pen-y-Bont yn erbyn Llanymddyfri ar yr ail ar 15 o fis Ebrill. A Joe Franchi sy'n ymuno a fi nawr. Congratulations, your unbeaten record at home goes on. How hard did they make it work? Did they make you work for it out there? You looked in control for most of that match.
Yeah, I mean, really pleasing first sort of 10 minutes. I thought we were really clinical. You know, we got down in the red zone and converted twice early doors, and then the second sort of 10 minutes then we defended really well, made them work really hard for their first try. And I thought we showed good resolve really in defence, and it does sort of speak volumes then when they're going for the sticks rather than trying to go for the corner again. So yeah, proud of the boys' effort. I thought our defence was really good first half, and just probably tied up a bit of discipline there. Like you say, a yellow card and a red card there is just not good enough when we go into this business end of the season, really.
Your attack wasn't too bad either. You were leading the charge at times. 11 tries for you this season, which puts you joint top of the league, I think. And the first try that wasn't from a maul. How does that feel, Joe?
No, I've had one. I've had another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but...
There we are then, 2.
Yeah, so, you know, my ones are never long range, today, but, you know, get low and push hard and it tends to work pretty well, especially when you got all the big boys in front of you. So, yeah, I'll take it all day, you know. Hopefully I can beat a winger this year.
You only needed 15 points to get the bonus point to go above Cardiff. You got over 30 points difference tonight. How much of tonight would you put down to a reaction from last week, losing heavily to Llandovery?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the boys, coaching staff, supporters, everyone was really disappointed last Thursday. And to be fair to us, every time we've had a little bit of a setback this year, we've always bounced back well. So I had faith in the boys, the 15 we put out to start, and the boys coming off the bench, so we would do that again. So yeah, that's a real big improvement from last year. And just credit to the well, more than that, the whole squad really that we've got at the moment, and the good feeling we got in the group. And like you say, there's no better way to put that disappointment behind us and getting a bonus point win at home and keeping our shield for another week.
Fantastic, congratulations tonight. I'm going to let you go a ni'n mynd i ail ymuno nawr ar Ricky Guest wrth ymyl y cael. Diolch.
Dwi'n cael ei ymuno gan Evan Lloyd. Evan, first off, how's the knee? It looked awful on camera.
Yeah, it's all right. I went straight legs, and as I went straight legs, I just felt a bit of a pop, to be honest, and I just panicked a bit. Yeah, like just the physios, it's pretty sore. It took away my running game after that. But yeah, my job then was just to try and organise tough conditions tonight, but it was just about organising, trying to put the teams in the right area, although not quite a running threat, and to be fair, the boys certainly helped me out with kicking and helped, if you'll get around me, but my job was just to organise and be the general out there.
Good man, you didn't look too injured. Well done, good shift. Thank you, Evan. Cheers, buddy. Harry, what part of Australia does Ebbw Vale remind you of?
Bondi.
How was your first experience at S4C?
Mate, yeah, really good. Obviously enjoyed the week training with the boys, and then obviously to get the run tonight with them, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Conditions are a little bit different to back home in Oz, but yeah, just grateful for the opportunity to have some minutes tonight and have a run around with the boys.
What do you think of the standard of that compared to your regional or your Australian experiences playing for the Waratahs?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I think obviously the way the game's played here is a lot different to back home, obviously due to the conditions and the wet weather and stuff, but I thought the boys played some really good footy tonight, and yeah, it's not too far in comparison to back home. You know, it's really similar. Good contest, both sides of the ball and physical. So yeah, it wasn't too different.
Top man, thank you for your time. Nôl I ti, Lauren.
Yeah, dyna oedd asesiad Harry Wilson. I thought the boys played some good footy. That was Harry Wilson's assessment. Jason Strange, what was yours?
Yeah, really pleased after a difficult week last week, obviously with the injuries and the loss. I thought the players responded really well tonight. Professional job. Full credit to Bridgend. They came back in the second half, and you know they showed a lot of resilience. But yeah, for our players and the coaches, it was really professional and really happy to get the 6 points, which is always difficult against Bridgend.
Yeah, you mentioned last week's loss. It was a loss in a final. It obviously hurt. How much of a challenge was that to keep motivation, to control emotions this week?
One thing you can never fault the players for is the way they respond to setbacks with injuries and losses. They're a very tight group. They're very connected, and you could see that tonight. It didn't affect them whatsoever. They came into work on Tuesday, and yeah, I knew tonight we'd get a performance because that's the type of group they are.
Congratulations, a very convincing win tonight. You know, you're undefeated at home. Surely this is the year for you now, do you think?
Well, we've spoke around. We've had 2 semi-final losses last season. We had a final last week, but what we need to do is take the learnings from each of those defeats and hopefully go one step further this year. But the important thing is we stay present. You know, stay present. Worry about Carmarthen Quins next week, which will be a tough game, and getting the process right before worrying too much about trophies and the end of the season.
And the only team unbeaten at home in the league. How much does that mean?
Yeah, it was something. It was a big goal for us this season. We were fortunate to beat Llandovery up there to get the shield, and we've kept it since then. So yeah, if we can do that for the Quins game, then obviously it'll be a fantastic achievement for the players.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. I'll take that mic off you, send you on your way, and nawn ni dychwelyd i Ricky Guest.
Dwi'n cael ei ymuno gyda Joe Gatt. Joe, noswaith weddol diflas i chi, really. Beth yw'r ymateb gyda gyd o chwaraewyr ar ôl perfformiad fel yna? Llawn egni a lot o positifrwydd, ond lot o gwalla hefyd.
Yeah, ddim yn ddigon da, really. Y boys yn bach yn siomedig. Ond i wedi dechrau'n eitha wael, 2 cais yn gynnar fyna. A wedyn, pan ni'n trio cael momentum, oedd Ebbw Vale defence yn rhy gryf. Oedd game kick yn nhw'n eitha gryf hefyd, a oedd territory just wedi push ni nôl yn y ddiwedd, o'n nhw'n rhy gryf i ni.
Diolch, Joe. Diolch yn amser. Nôl i ti, Lauren.
Diolch, Ricky. Yeah. Felly Sian felly Pen-y-Bont. Ond ewn ni nôl jyst i adlewyrchu rai o geisiau Glyn Ebwy. 8 cais i gyd iddyn nhw, a daethon nhw o bobman hyn o Sioned.
Do, ni'n gwybod bod blaenwyr, bod y pac yn grif iawn, a fe sôn, fe dylen nhw bob man, o'n nhw'n sy'n creu rhywbeth, na'r gwahaniaeth pan mae dati masr profiadol, ti Evan Lloyd, ond hefyd mi'n credu oedd Harry Wilson wedi creu argraff erythrol i Glyn Ebwy heno, ond just maen nhw mor hyderus na ffordd maen nhw'n trafod y bel, trin y bel, to fyna jyst y bwt bach trwyddo hyder yw na'r gallu mynegyd i hunan, a tywod oedd yn amlwg o'n nhw moyn rhoi'r ymateb yn dilyn wythnos diwethaf. Eto fan hyn, arf arall sydd gyda nhw yw'r lein, eto lledaen i'r bel, a o jyst gyda Pen-y-Bont ddim yn matebion i Glyn Ebwy hyn o gwbl, beth bynnag o'n nhw'n taflu atyn nhw, o'n nhw'n jyst methu ymateb, a eto Coby Rhys yn ennill ei gap gyntaf i Glyn Ebwy petai yn sgori cais. Felly, o ti'n lli gweld, fel ni'n sôn, ti'n lli gweld cymeriad Glyn Ebwy hyn, o ti'n lli gweld y cymysgedd yn ei waren nhw, a yn bendant o'n nhw ddim moyn colli gytre, o'n nhw moyn cadw'r tlws na.
Mae'n meddwl rhywbeth, a dwi ddim yn gweld y tlws mae'n mynd unrhyw le dros yr wythnos nesaf. Ond wnaethon ni sôn cyn y gêm, bod dau dîm gorfforol oedd yn mynd i fynd ben a'i gilydd. Wel, son ni ddim hwnna. Sian, falle bod ni ddim cael mwy o gêm heno?
Ie, fi'n credu oedd, Pen-y-Bont, fi'n credu o'n nhw'n, bydden nhw yn siomedig fel wariodd y blaenwyr, ond hefyd fi'n credu bydden nhw'n siomedig gyda faint o gwallau wnaethon nhw, ond o'n i'n gobeithio bydde fe wedi bod yn mwy o gêm i fod yn onest i'r ddoi ochr. Ond unwaith eto, Glyn Ebwy yn dangos pan mor dda maen nhw.
Ie, a nhw falle fydd yn mynd ar teitl, jyst yn gloi.
Mae Chawn Stada nhw.
Right. Nes i ofyn i Jason Doni, falch mai ti ofyn y cwestiwn.
Wel na, fi credu mae'n gobeith da nhw. Ti'n rhoi perfformiad fel na ymlaen, mae'n anodd i beto yn erbyn nhw.
Right, oce, diolch am eich cwmni. Os rhywbeth arall dy ti weid?
Just, bod nhw ddim yn waren dda, yn ennill y môr dda yna fe. A mae hwnna'n dangos.
Ie, na dde, byddai'n gêm agos heno, edrych ar y sgwr.
Hollol anghywir.
Geid i ddod nôl beth bynnag. Right, digon o chwaraeon byw gyda ni ar eich cyfer chi dros dyddiau nesaf. Pêl-drod fori y Bari yn erbyn Drenewydd. Hynny'n fyw am hanner awr wedi 7. Y gyntaf o 2 gêm ddarbu rhwng y Scarlett a'r Gweilch dros y pythefnos nesaf. Pnawn di Sadwrn, a wedyn Benetton sy'n croesawu Caerdydd sy'n yn y gêm ail gyfler hyn o bryd. Caerdydd yn targedu lle yn yr 8 ola. Y gêm yna gyda'r hwyr uchafbwyntiau'r penwythnos. Uchafbwyntiau'r pêl-drod y penwythnos i chi nos lun gyda sgorio. Ac os mae 2 gêm byw, y 2 neu 3 rownd derfynol byw gyda ni ar eich cyfer chi dydd Sul. Nifer o ferched yn gwireddu breuddwyd Trent chwarae yn y Principality Stadium, Stadiwm y Principality dydd Sul, a mi fydd cyfle i weld uchafbwyntio'r diwrnod yna nos Fawrth. Ond dyna ni, Ricky Guest, Sioned Harris, diolch am eich cwmni chi heno braf o nôl yng Glyn Ebwy. Boes y cymoedd yn neidio uwchben boes y brifddinas yn y tabl, a chymod be, mae'n ni yn golygu rhywbeth yn dewa. Glyn Ebwy yn dangos ei gwatnwch heno a'i wef ar y 10au. Wrth ni gyd, nos da, welwn ni chi wythnos nesaf.